Hi witches, greetings and welcome to a witch's guide to lunar magic. Now as you guys know, we have been talking about all of the different full moons and new moons in 2023 and trying to standardize everything, and today's video is no different. Now as the name suggests, perhaps by the title, today we are going to be discussing the new moon in Taurus, which is coming up on Friday, May 19th. As the name suggests, this new moon falls in the sign of Taurus. We are in Taurus season. To all of my Taurus babes, happy birthday. Now, Taurus is a fixed earth sign that is ruled by the planet Venus, and that's going to really be influencing the way that we work with the energies of this lunation, right? Now, Venus, of course, is all about love and creativity, and this specific moon in Taurus really asks us to heal ourselves, right? Especially after that chaos of Mercury retrograde, all of those eclipses, and like that very transformative full moon in Scorpio, right? So I really encourage you guys to connect with self-care, especially on Friday, right? Now, when we look at the other surrounding planets in our night sky, essentially, if they aren't hanging out in the sign of Taurus right now, they are in the watery, emotional, creative, and intuitive signs of both Pisces and Cancer, right? So love my earth sign babes and my water sign babes. Those are two very receptive elements, so they're going to be great for healing and for grounding, and less so, I would say, for that kind of expansive, more fiery energy that you might have experienced during maybe the Aries new moon or the Aries solar eclipse. Yes, that's what I was talking about. So because of the placement of all of these planets, right, I see this date as being just a really good time for us to be focusing on healing and spending time pampering ourselves before plunging on to the next task and really just soaking up those final rays of Taurus season, right? I love Taurus season. It's so good. I love any earthy season, to be honest, but Taurus season has a special place in my heart. Probably because I have a Taurus moon. Anyways, this is also a super great time to take stock in all of the opportunities, the lessons, or the ideas that might have come up for you during Mercury retrograde, right? So though the shadow still might be lingering a little bit, we might have a couple little chaotic things. I know I certainly had some BS happening this morning. Oh my gosh. Nothing major. I broke something and I was like, nah. But anyways, though this shadow still lingers, we are now fully in this season of Mercury being direct, which again, it is going to be stationed direct from now until August 23rd. So I'm trying to do a video a day from now until August for my 101 days of witchcraft. If you guys wanted to join in or follow along, I'm also posting all over like Instagram, TikTok, all that other good stuff. So apologies if that is annoying for me to talk about, but hey, it's a party everywhere I go, right? I digress. Right now is a super great time to bloom where you're planted in this nurturing and abundant and just like fertile energy that we have specifically tied to this Taurus new moon. Now, I'm sure that's all well and good for you guys, but here on this channel, we love our practical magic. So let's talk about some of the spiritual intentions that are tied to this lunation. But this new moon really lends itself well to workings surrounding emotional healing, finding your inner strength, grounding, creativity, abundance, fertility, new beginnings, of course, new moons, as well as reflection, and I think of the utmost importance, relaxation. Now, color magic is one of my favorite things in the entire world, and it's great for novice practitioners as well as practitioners who may not be able to be so open and out there with all of their witchiness, and that is totally okay. Colors can also be used to decorate your altars in altar cloths or maybe inspire your clothing. So I encourage you to kind of look around in the world around you, but when I go out into nature, I really am noticing like green, that's going to be like the main color for this moon in my mind, as well as some of the pinks, yellows, blues, any of those Beltane colors, as well as silver, white, and black for the wonderful moon. Images or symbolism that you might want to include on your altar includes, of course, as always, lunar imagery, bull or cow imagery, so maybe statues, horns, things like that. Earth imagery, so rocks, crystals, things you find outside, maybe things from your garden, some plants or fresh flowers. You could also use the cauldron, which is a tool that is associated with the element of earth traditionally, or the chalice, which is kind of, it looks similar to a cauldron in my mind, but it is more so associated with water or liquids. Other things you might want to include are moon water, any sort of like creative projects or tools for said creative projects, vision boards, symbols of bees, rabbits, or other animals associated with spring, summertime. Finally, love, healing, and agricultural deities would be great to honor during this lunation. So for all of my wonderful spell crafters, green witches, and alchemists, I'm sure that's, again, super great, but let's talk about herbs and crystals, right? That's what we're really here for. Now, in general, we want to select herbs that are associated with those spiritual correspondences that we talked about earlier. So in the case of the new moon in Taurus, we want to focus on herbs associated with healing, relaxation, or alternatively, herbs that are ruled by the element of earth or the planet Venus, right? Such as apple, blackberry, cardamom, catnip, geranium, heather, lilac, willow, honeysuckle, mugwort, primrose, vervain, lemon balm, calamus root, elder, eucalyptus, gardenia, lavender, rose, and thistle. Those are all great herbs to use, but those are not the only ones. I encourage you guys to look into those correspondences even further. Now, as for crystals, we are going to be using a very similar logic, matching up stones that correspond with the colors of the moon, as well as the spiritual intentions. So for this new moon in Taurus, I would encourage you to consider aventurine, amazonite, sodalite, clear quartz, obsidian, bloodstone, jade, malachite, and turquoise. Now, finally, if we take all of these tools, all of these energies, we can combine them together to create some really beautiful magic, right? So some ideas for spell work include really witching up your self-care, so to speak. So taking a ritual bath or dedicating a self-care practice to a deity, or if you are a secular witch, just, spending some time engaging with self-care on Friday as a way to honor this day, I think is amazing. And if that is all you want to do, perfect. I think that this lunation is absolutely amazing for that. If you're like, you know what, it's been a long week, I'm going to treat myself, I love it. Great. Do that. Next, I encourage you to create moon water with the intention to heal or soothe. I think that would be a really beautiful thing to do. You can drink some herbal tea to help you relax, or possibly go to bed early after setting some intentions for the next lunar cycle. I encourage you at the same time maybe to do some divination for this lunar phase ahead. And intuition you might find that your intuition's a little bit more peaked during this time just because of the presence of like planets in Pisces and Cancer. And I feel like there's just a lot of like emotion, especially following retrograde. So let it out. You got this. You might want to work on those creative projects, like I said, or spend some time making a vision board or setting an intention for the following period where Mercury is direct. So I know it's kind of weird, but like, I feel like that's a good period of time to be setting goals in. So using that as like a time frame in which you wanted a spell to work or take place, like that would be a super great way to engage with Mercury being direct. And then finally, as always, spend some time in nature, you guys. It is so beautiful out. We've had a couple really gorgeous days. We've had some really rainy days too, so hopefully Friday isn't like super dreary, but I really encourage you guys just to go out there, connect with that beautiful planet, and really take care of yourselves. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.